when Sakuma's about to kill himself, I thought to myself, holy Christ, he actually might do it, because he has to stick to the rules that Miyoshi actually kind of pointed out originally before he actually invaded John Gordon's house. He said that if we don't find anything, we'll perform this act. So he had actually almost killed himself, but then he realized at that point there's got to be something more to this investigation than we actually imagine. There's got to be more to it, and the fact he actually realized there's one place the real military police would never touch, and it's actually the Imperial portrait. Behind there lied what they were trying to find. And at that point, John Gordon was all like, no, don't you dare, don't go in there, don't you freaking dare. And he actually did, and at that point, they actually kind of found out the crypto ciphers. It just made you realize he's actually smart, and I think Miyoshi actually realized at that point, it's like, holy crap, this person, he's actually pretty freaking good. And I thought to myself, Sakuma boy, you're going up in the world. You're freaking... I liked how at the end as well, he didn't still want to actually kind of go into this kind of training sense. I think Yukki even said, you've actually outdid yourself, you can actually... Do you want to join our like kind of training camp? Do you want to actually go for the training? He said at that point, I don't want to keep to that. I want to keep to my original like kind of morals. I don't want to kind of become a pawn that will be just like kind of outcasted afterwards. The fact that it actually made you realize that he still keeps to his morals. He still keeps to what he actually believes in. He's a really good character. I actually freaking damn like him as a character. He does what he needs to do. He does it so freaking damn well that he's smarter than I ever could have imagined. He actually did the whole investigation himself and realized at that point, you freaking can't trust anyone. In this anime, anyone can deceive you. And the fact he actually realized even Yukki was deceiving everyone the whole entire time. The fact he actually disguised himself. Because the entire thing was the fact that actually, how did Yukki find out that the place had been raided before? The fact that actually we find out as well as an audience that the place had been raided before. And since the actual real MP or the military police actually went in there, didn't find anything. But Muto as a commander didn't want to actually kind of let the whole thing slip out. That if he did, he wouldn't be able to become like promoted later on to like in anything. He would be kind of outcast in a sense. If his like failure came to light, all promotions at that point would be completely axed. He wouldn't become a better person in the actual military. So he actually had to go in like instigate someone else, instigate another kind of place, so they actually would go in there, not find anything, and then they will take the blame for it in the entirety. But in the end, it kind of came back to Muto and bit him in the arse, because originally he actually went to the Hanabishi place, which is actually a place for the geishas, and actually told them what had happened, because he actually realized at that point, Sakuma realized that actually the day afterwards, he came in hangover. When he actually kind of got the orders, he came in hangover. So at that point, it kind of dawned on him that actually maybe there's more to it. And the fact that actually his cigarette case, Muto's cigarette case in this case, actually was found in that Hanabishi place, it kind of just all pieced together at that one point. He kind of like, oh... The fact that Yukki was there as well, overhearing what he was talking about, he actually told everything to the geishas, it kind of made you realise that at that point, he actually realised what happened. And I guess at that point, he was actually shadowing Muto, and the fact that actually he's kind of mooching off the kind of funds from that. So, in theory, what had happened now is that the Muto can't actually do anything. He has to work with the D agency because he actually is obliged to, because he actually, say if Muto actually says anything against them, I guess at that point, Yukki would probably say, oh, well, this actually happened, in the sense this whole failure happened, and then he's basically screwed. Because he's still screwed at the moment. Muto is screwed. They kind of, you're not allowed to tell anything that actually happens to anyone else. It's forbidden by the military to actually say to a geisha, this is what happened. The fact that actually, if they brought that to light, he would be freaking screwed. Like, he'd be axed completely straight away. So at that point, you kind of have to realise that maybe he has to work with them, so he wouldn't be anything that he actually did that night wouldn't be brought to light. So he actually would be fine completely. But still, he's not, because he has to kind of work with the D agency. You can see in his eyes he doesn't want to, because it's something he doesn't want to do. He doesn't believe in them, but he has to because he's obliged to now. I thought it was actually pretty freaking good. And the fact that actually Sakuma knew at that point that Yukki was deceiving them, the fact that actually he has this disguise, the fact he actually walked without a cane, and the fact that actually he's actually got a prosthetic arm as well, and the fact that actually he picked up the cigarette like kind of case and actually gave it into the actual Hanabishi place, is the fact that actually he realized at that point he wouldn't be found out, he wouldn't be instigated the entire thing, because he wouldn't be found out because his prosthetic hand wouldn't actually have any fingerprints on it, because the only fingerprints that actually were on it was a person working at the Hanabishi place, Sakuma and Muto, so he never would have been found out. So actually, I thought, Sakuma, you freaking did do a good job actually trying to figure out this whole entire thing. So I was kind of thinking to myself, there is more to this case than we actually imagined. And the fact that also Yuki's using John Gordon as a double agent as well makes you realise there is more in this anime than we actually freaking damn imagine. The fact that even at the end, I guess Cyclone was all like, I don't want to go through with this because I want to keep to my own morals. I don't want to become a pawn in your whole entire thing. So it kind of makes you realise he's actually a freaking good character. He keeps to what he believes in and does that. In fact, that whole test at the beginning to actually almost commit suicide was actually a really dangerous test to tell you that actually, would he go through with it? Would he actually commit suicide? Because he has to keep to his own soldier morals. He has to keep to those. Would he actually still do it? But he actually doesn't do it because he figures out at that point something's more going on here than we actually freaking damn imagine. As I thought, okay. I also like the fact that actually he kind of, the whole thing that Mortal actually kind of hid the entire thing from the public and actually made someone else go in there and actually fell at it as well. So they actually would take the actual blame for it. So he would not be instigating the entire thing. Nothing we brought to light, but in the end it kind of bites him in the arse. I thought it was actually pretty freaking good. I thought it was one of those episodes it kind of just goes, ah! He's kind of like, oh my god, holy crap. It kind of is really freaking good. I liked how the outcome was in this whole entire episode. It was freaking damn great. I thought it's one of those things you kind of like, huh, he actually was a complete liar in the end. I thought it's a freaking damn amazing job. The actual place in which he's had to commit suicide makes you realise, would he actually still keep to his morals, or would he actually go through the de-agency morals? Because it's actually going flashbacks to what Yukki was saying, in the sense, it's wrong for you to commit suicide or kill someone, because that's not what these spies do. So it makes you realise at that point he was trying to like test his morals. That's, would he actually keep to his own soldier morals, or would he actually go through with the other morals that actually kind of instigate this entire anime so far? He actually doesn't commit suicide and says something completely different. So makes you realise at that point it's kind of life or death. What would you do in that situation? It was great. I loved it. Hopefully it retains its quality throughout the whole entire series, because if it does, holy crap, this could become one of the best animes of the decade, because it's freaking that great so far. So with all that said, I've been Driver. If you've enjoyed this video of me rambling on about the entire episode, do leave a like quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content as a whole, do leave a sub. It does mean quite a bit as well. So with that said, I've been Driver, and I will see you guys later. Bye for now.